Hi, my name is Christie Fram, and I'm an attorney here at the Nieves law firm. And today I'm going to be discussing with you a case outcome that I was able to secure for one of my clients. I'm going to discuss a civil harassment restraining order matter that I was able to get dismissed with prejudice that was filed against my client. This is a situation where the petitioner, the person who filed the restraining order against my client, is a co-tenant of an apartment of my client's girlfriend. And so petitioner and my client's girlfriend lived together. Petitioner was behaving in a way that made my client's girlfriend very uncomfortable and very unsafe. He was getting very close to her, disturbing her, accusing her of things, and very much so harassing her. And so my client's girlfriend messaged my client to come and defend her, come and protect her, come and break this situation up. So my client went ahead and went to the apartment. And as soon as he arrived at the apartment, he saw the petitioner with his girlfriend very close, and his girlfriend was clearly very uncomfortable, disturbed, and trying to get away from petitioner. So my client inserted himself in between both parties and asked that petitioner stop. Petitioner did not stop and was frustrated that my client intervened in any way. And so petitioner pushed my client, and my client defended himself and his girlfriend. And with that being said, petitioner called the police. My client's girlfriend also called the police. Once the police arrived, they just asked everyone to part ways and go in separate directions, and that's what happened. A day after, or a few days after, petitioner files a civil harassment restraining order against my client. Petitioner alleged that my client physically harmed him and is threatening towards him, which is not the case. So I had reached out to petitioner in an attempt to resolve this matter, as my client does not live with petitioner, and this is easily resolvable. It was one isolated incident that occurred, and my client was just defending his partner. However, because petitioner and my client have very different versions and experiences of what happened, petitioner did a counter proposal for the agreement, and it was completely unreasonable. My client was not interested in that agreement. I advised that it is not a great agreement. It is unreasonable, not fair. Let's go to trial. We went ahead and went to trial, and I was able to get this case dismissed. So petitioner testified to his version of what occurred, and I had my client's partner testify to her experience during that time. And it became clear to the court that my client was at the apartment with permission of another tenant, and he only came to protect his partner. And during his attempt to protect his partner, he was touched by petitioner first, and he defended himself and his partner. And that was it. It was one isolated incident. It did not rise to the level of the issuance of a civil harassment restraining order. And on top of that, what was very helpful was that the police were called. The police came to the apartment, and we were able to successfully argue that had there actually been physical violence, it is likely an arrest would have occurred. The alleged physical violence he was subjected to, he said that my client twisted his arm behind his back, almost tried to break his arm. That would leave some sort of marks, and he would have likely wanted to seek medical attention. He would have likely reported that to the police, and the police would have investigated that. But the police did investigate. They spoke to all parties. They just told parties to part ways, and that was it. And so a court did not find that petitioner was able to prove by clear and convincing evidence that his version of what he was disclosing and alleging to the court was the right version and was credible. And so my client was very happy and pleased that the case was dismissed with prejudice, and he no longer needs to come to court. He no longer needs to be subjected to the false allegations that petitioner put him through.
Don't forget to like and share this video, and for more legal insights, keep watching and subscribe to our channel.